Tax the rich, feed the poor, till there are no rich no more. I love to change the world.
What's up, everybody? Make sure you press thumbs up, thumbs up. This is Mike 2164. Coming through today.
So I'll leave it up to you.
Coming in with the white music.
Population keeps on bleeding, nation bleeding, still more bleeding economy. Life is funny, skies are sunny, bees make honey, who needs money?
Yeah, guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? Press the thumbs up button, share the message. What we're doing is, I want to talk about this Daniel Penny situation and how they're just being blatant with their racism, but we still have black folks wanting to defend lawlessness, only if it's lawlessness from these folks, these white folks. All right, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? So you know what? I want to deal with this here. See, now we getting this. We got so many patterns. It's like, when y'all gonna get it? I mean, literally, we got people sitting up on Facebook and YouTube and all this stuff defending. I mean, enemies, people who are setting you up to destroy your whole entire life, and not just your life. They're trying to destroy anybody that looks like you. And we don't know what else to do. We're too lazy to study, some of us, a lot of us. I mean, because the thing is, you don't have to agree. People love to say, oh, black folks ain't a monolith. You're not a monolith. You got this man who shot a black boy, okay, Andrew Lester. He shot a black boy, 16-year-old boy. He went to the police, and what did they do? They let him go. Oh, he was black? Oh, well, no need to arrest you. So what they're doing is deputizing every white person to dominate you. What did this guy do? I mean, and we just go for it. The newspapers, when this guy, when they first killed, and we still don't got the names of the other guys. When they first killed Jordan NEELY, and Jordan NEELY, Jordan NEELY is this guy. It's the brother. He was homeless. He was mentally disturbed. Yeah, there's clips of him being violent, as if we put a camera on each one of y'all, there's no clips of y'all being violent, really? Seriously? And that's all the white people need to justify to so many people that this man needs to be, it's okay to do this, to choke a person out because they're screaming that they're hungry on the train and they're screaming violently. That's not how the thing's supposed to work. And you're not supposed to allow that to work, black folks. We got to understand, this society is falling down. As their numbers go lower, they're going to be increasingly violent through this process of them realizing that they are not dominant in the world. You got to realize violence is what got them dominance. So some of them are going to naturally say, well, we need to get violent again. Look at how the news handles this stuff. And keep in mind, this is an open conversation. So if you guys want to come up, there's the link. And we are broadcasting on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Let me go to Facebook real quick. I'm going to drop this link. Yeah, and like I said, guys, we're going to get into a couple of stories. I want to read a couple of things from the New York Times. I mean, these people are killing people, shooting into banks. We got these folks, murdering up shooting up schools. Okay? Don't talk to me about some screams and some slaps from some homeless black people. I mean, I can understand what you're saying, but this is not justified. I don't want to hear that, bro. I mean, I can hear it. You can say it, but I mean, it's not valid. Okay? It's just not valid. You protect yourself. You don't let, a chokehold to death is not the answer for hunger. Also, I've been on the train many times. There's homeless people. I literally, when I first seen this story, I'm working in the airport right now in San Francisco, bro. There's homeless people in the dang on thing in the the bathroom and stuff, trying to live there. Some of them they don't want to be outside. Okay, this is the results of failed policy in the society. Okay, it's not up to the random white supremacist guy or whoever to take it upon themselves that they are irritated by looking and observing a person who is homeless and who is, they're even homeless just for the minute. You don't even know what the situation is because the guy, he was a ward of the state. So he was living in foster care, another failed system. Okay, this is a failure. Now, and then when they kill you, so they're bringing in people who are illegally in the state. We got Eric Adams, who's the mayor of New York. I haven't seen a statement out of him yet about this incident. This man is putting up at least $275 million hotel room deal. He cut a deal, negotiated for at least 5,000 migrants. Okay, immigrants. Okay. Meanwhile, you have black folks who's out here in his city, natives of his city, out here performing on the streets like kangaroos and monkeys, trying to petition for money from random citizens just so they can get some food and live their life in New York, which is an unforgiving city. When the white man comes across and is getting irritated by looking at him or hearing him talk about he's hungry, the white man decides, you know what, I don't want to hear this N-word. I'm just going to kill him. So when they kill him, New York Post, they just show, this is the part of their stories, the strap hanger whose name hasn't been released publicly. Now, they immediately knew who this was because guess who it was? It was the son of a 30-year-old police vet, state police. His name was Daniel Penny. Not only did the police know, but the New York Post knew. All of the media knew. And we know the media knew because as the black people would say, damn that, we're not going to allow, right. Mayor Eric Adams was busily peddling lab-grown meat. Exactly. So this man, yeah, he peddling lab-grown meat for guess who? Probably the Gates Foundation. And we're going to get into some stuff. But my point is, right now, okay, these are the results of this policy, guys. We see a policy. Now, we already should know where this thing is heading. If they're sending all the money to the money that is for social services to guess who? 75 million hotel rooms for them. They homeless in their own country, but they can come here and they got rooms. For what? For off of whose tax dollars? Off of Jordan NEELY's and his parents. They worked. He worked somewhere. He used to, at least, before he became homeless, probably. You see what I'm saying? And his parents worked. They got divorced. See, we know all these negative things about him, courtesy of the white media. That's their job, though. But we got to be smart enough to understand they're going to use their media to justify killing you because they're going to kill you. But they need you not to respond properly. See, when someone kills you, the proper response is to fight back. Right. When someone kills you, the proper response is to fight back. But they can't take you fighting back. They really don't want that to happen. So that's why they need their media to justify the killing. They need to be able to incentivize their people to kill you. At the same time, they need to demonize you and justify you being killed as they move in this new group of folks, these migrants. So I'm going to read a little bit of this story real quick, just because we need to understand something. And so Mayor Eric Adams, now let's see, when was this? When did this happen? So this was, keep in mind, this is 5 months ago. January 13th, 2023. So right now, because of this deal, and Eric Adams, we knew he paying for them. So Mayor Eric Adams' administration has been forced to shell out. Now listen, he said they forced to shell out in a contract with the Hotel Association in New York City to house 5,000 migrants as waves of asylum seekers continue to land in the city from the southern border. Who's sending them? Who's sending them there? This weird ass Negro. So Eric Adams says that this is a rally for Jordan NEELY. See, the black people, this is what black folks need to understand. There's enough of us that's not going for the crap. We're not going to respond the way these white media need us to respond. And there's a lot of us not understanding because a lot of us haven't really learned what's going on. You're at war. Now, I don't know if that's an organized. I don't think that don't look like a made up organization. They just did this, so I don't know. We'll see if they start talking about naming it and Black Lives Matter and other stuff later. But right now, that's a protest. So let's see. Eric Adams. He says he's being targeted black mayors. So, and this is what Eric Adams doubles down, says Greg Abbott is targeting black mayors. Now, so y'all the ones were petitioning for migrants to come up in here when they don't supposed to be here. Eric Adams doubles down, says that Greg Abbott is targeting black mayors. Okay, so now he wants to make it racial, which is okay. That's fine to me, because you telling me in America that everything is not racial. It is. Everything is racial until we go ahead and fix racism. If you're sick of everything being racial, then you need to go ahead and fix racism. New York City Mayor Eric Adams doubles down on his accusation that Texas Governor Greg Abbott is targeting black mayors with buses full of migrants. Okay, so here it is. They're fighting about the migrants. The governor of Texas don't want them down there. Cause what? Because he knows that takes up money. Right. This demonstration isn't being broadcast just like the INC. Yeah. So I mean, and the thing is, yeah, it might be real because they're not broadcasting it that big. It's only on Twitter. You got to find it out. They're filming it themselves. And like I said, guys, but the thing is, what's happening is that you're bringing in all these migrants, these immigrants, right? We don't hate them, but they're not supposed to be coming over here. You only got so much money. Guess what? You got citizens. Okay? So you bringing them in, Texas like, we don't want it. So the emergency agreement between the city's Department of Homelessness, listen, the emergency agreement between the city Department of Homelessness Services and the Hotel Association puts the city on the hook for as much as $55,000 per migrant that lands in town. Now, keep in mind, they don't want to give black people reparations, specifically the black folks who are lineage from the enslaved or from people who built this country, because every person who built this country that's black, we all didn't actually undergo direct chattel slavery like that, but we were all here going through this process. At some point in time, our family were enslaved, but everybody didn't get out in 1865 like that. But the point is, they already got a Department of Homelessness Services. Okay. But this deal is, guess who it's only for? Why couldn't Jordan get a part of that deal? He's from New York. What's up? What's up, big brother? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And BMT, shout out to BMT because I shared his messages, guys. Make sure you press the thumbs up if you come in. And yeah, make sure you check out BMT because guess what? The brother's been on it. He's been talking about this. And unfortunately, nowadays, the word pro-black has become an insult, I guess. I never understood that. How could you be a black person and you be embarrassed, or it'd be like an insult to say that you were pro your own self? It's insane, but this is where we're at now. But the point is, guys, this is the result of these policies. How come Jordan couldn't get some money from the Department of Homeless Services? Obviously, the homeless service place got resources to deal with his issues. He out there dancing and performing in the street for money. And he couldn't get it, though. He was hungry. He was screaming. And the white supremacists got angry and mad. And so what did he do? He killed him. That's what happens. And guess who protected this guy? Like I said, this is this man's son. He is. See, they're saying how he's a Marine. He's a Marine. He's a Marine. And I don't know if the Marines want to hear that. I don't know if the Marines want to hear that. But because that's putting it on them. Is he that? Are the Marines that? Is that how y'all get down? Y'all just so random killing United States citizens like that? They so undisciplined. They get so angry they just go killing citizens at home. That's what they teach y'all in the Marines? Really? Should the random citizens of the United States be scared of Marines? So if you say you're a Marine, that's basically saying you might just flip and kill me, right? That's how the Marines get down. Right. And the thing is, like I said, and I'm dealing with this, and I'm gonna show something here too. I'm glad you said that, BMT. This is what I'm saying here. We absorb too much white supremacists. This is why I do shows and talk about, stuff like propaganda. I tell us like where this stuff comes from. These people are masters of manipulation. Okay, so let me show you this. Okay, so like this here. We'll know this is one of the messages. This is CIA. They know how to manipulate you. But let me show you this. I'm going to show y'all this real quick. I want to show this because I'm sitting up here talking to this black man online. He cussing me out because I posted a story about a black man. All right, so right here, Real Talk with Rashard Ritchie. I'm talking, and I talk to people nicely. They be cussing me out. I'm like, okay, bro. I try not to cuss you right back out because I understand people actually believe what they're saying, and just pouring fire, it doesn't matter. But Amir, he says basically he's saying Jordan Perry punched a 67-year-old woman in the face. It was just a matter of time. I'm just saying. And I'm saying, do you have any negative things about Daniel Penny to say? What does he say? Well, none reported yet. Okay, there's none reported. Don't you find that suspicious? That we got all of this report of negative on we got all this report, and this is what BMT said. You said this, BMT. We got all this report negative on dang on Jordan NEELY. We didn't even know this man's name at first. The news did not even tell us his name. And guess who found out his name? Tariq Nasheed and all the people that was helping him. He was motivating people to find this man's name. The alleged name of the man who killed Jordan NEELY is name. This is the one who put the whole name out there. It's Daniel Penny. The Daily Mail slipped up and posted his last name while concealing his first name. See, this is further proof that the white media knew this guy's name all along. They stayed on the white supremacist code. And so that's why I need us to understand. There's a lot of us who don't understand. It doesn't matter what you... Here's another just example. Connor Sturgeon, the same paper. Who is Connor Sturgeon? Louisville bank shooter. This man done shot up and killed 5 people in a bank for money. He robbing folks for money. And look at the picture they show. And the first thing, if you look at the same paper about Jordan NEELY's criminal record, killed on subway, had 40 arrests. They know that a lot of people only look at the front page, the headline. Right. Ahmaud Arbery. Right. Trayvon Martin, the same thing. They started demonizing him. This is a pattern. Look at the negative Negro as we murdered them in the street. You see, and so that's all I'm saying, y'all. If we don't know, and like I said, guys, I put the link in there if y'all want to pop up. Yeah, but the thing is, it's like they're controlling the media, but what it is they want this is like Nazis. And see, a lot of us, we haven't studied this history. Okay, a lot of people ask like, oh, how is it that, it's a shame that they could kill 6 million, put people in ovens and all that stuff. It's a shame. How is that possible? And y'all y'all don't understand because y'all don't study this stuff. We don't study. We're not even taught this stuff. We're not even taught to think about this stuff. But it's all available. This stuff is available for us to look at and check and research. But I mean, I guess we get bored on that. So we get bored researching this stuff. But the point is, when they use the media, they demonize this group of people. They start calling them menaces, and they start referring to them as cockroaches. They start talking about how they are, they're messing up. They always got a problem. Y'all need to be sterilized. Y'all need this. And it's always a problem with y'all group of people. What's wrong with y'all? Nietzsche and the Nazis.
Nietzsche and the Nazis, a personal view by Stephen Hicks.
So, I mean, of course, I'm not going to go through the whole book, but this is an audio book. But the point is, and I don't know if I can even get to it, this stuff is available. These are their philosophies. They have this playbook. Okay, when they run stuff against you in the media, and they even got your own group of people justifying it. And the only reason why you would justify it is because you don't understand what's actually going on. When you justify that stuff in the media, it's not an attack on you. Jordan is dead already. Ralph Yarl almost died. As soon as he seen blackface, he'd get my gun, kill him. You see, this is systematic. If I run media of stuff with y'all like this all the time, damn, they're messing up our society. Okay? If I run media negative all the time, y'all always got a problem. Y'all don't even know who y'all are. This and this and that. Negative, 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 negative. Okay? If I always run that kind of stuff, then what's going to end up happening is everybody going to hate you, including yourself. And so now I got the situation here. When you looking at this dude, let me see. So I'm going to read some of this, what Amir is talking about. So he's talking about a video. Let me see if I can find that video. No, actually, you know what? I got something. I don't know what I got here, so I'm going to play it. Let me see. I got something, but I couldn't get it off my phone right. So I was trying to get it to the computer. Okay, I think this is when they claim this is him. Now, I don't...
But sure, yeah, rainbow. Angry Michael. See you, Michael. Yo, that guy was crazy.
What, nigga?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Nigga, what, nigga? Fuck
I'll call a cop. I'll call a cop.
Punch me, nigga.
I'll call a cop. You gonna do something? Whoa, swinging, huh? Swinging, man, huh? I'll call a cop. I will. You ain't gonna do nothing. I just stepped on your jacket. Michael. I just stepped on your jacket. See you later. What's up with that, man? What do you think of Michael Jackson, people? It's crazy. He's local like Alvesa.
Investment we have in men.
All right, so now there you go. Oh, I got something else on there. I should have finished letting that play. But we see obviously that they're saying that's justification. He was a violent, crazy person, and look at him. They did us a favor by killing him. So we shouldn't be mad at the Marine, the good old Marine. He did us a favor. All we see is a negative clip. But for some reason, people ignore the fact that they were inciting him. And all we see is the last part of the clip. They were doing something to him. But nobody, maybe the guy who's holding the camera should have been killed or strangled. So, it's just interesting. If I show any negative clip, if you have a negative clip anywhere on any time, or you shouting or saying anything negative, you deserve to be killed, no matter what the situation is, whether you were doing that at all, or you're choking somebody or doing anything. And like I said, I got BMT people on BMT's channel, Hood Conservative. Who else? Of course, we know these are the same old people. Trey. I know Trey. These are people who believe that they descend from these mulatto soldiers who were paid to be keeping people in line down in New Orleans. So some people have this history where they think they're supposed to keep these slaves at bay. And so that's why some people act the way they act. But the point is, this is what we dealing with, guys. It's not something that we're gonna be able to tolerate. We're not supposed to fall in line and just die gracefully and peacefully. Because what happens is, once you let that trend go, they're just, because as these white folks get smaller and smaller in their population, they're going to become increasingly more violent. You should warn your children. Don't let them hang around large groups of white folks, because they can do any damn thing to you. Your device ain't connected, though. I guess you're trying to come on, but your device ain't connected. Yeah, but the thing is, though, yeah, you can't do that. What's up, BMT? Let's see. What's up, BMT? What's up, brother? Unmute your mic.
What's going on, man?
There you go. Yeah, man. I'm glad you came over. We're glad y'all do it. You've doing some. I had to do something on this because this is crazy. And like I said, as we go more and more, we see it's just blatant. They're not even trying to hide it. They just. We're gonna kill y'all pretty much.
Well, see, the thing about it is this, and you ask people like, where's all this leading to? Where's this going? And I brought up a charge point. I asked a question. I said, "Black man, do you even care anymore on how they are treating and doing you? How they treating you, how they doing you?" And they mind you, this was 15 minutes of them this. And now the way how people said it, I had to go look at. I'm glad you saw that video, and you could send me that video also.
Yeah,
now people were saying that, hey, that this guy Jordan has just always been violent. He always caused a problem. But see, they don't show the people that harass him. They don't show the people that pick on and do things to him. They stomp on his clothes. They do things to him. They don't show that. They don't show when people call and say he smell or different stuff like that. But it's all right, because how dare a poor black man push back?
Right. You're supposed to fight, die in peace.
Right. And so I had it where one man on a show told me, he said, "Hey, well, why didn't he comply?" And I said, "Well, how does a man comply while you choking him out? Well, if he would stop struggling." And that just show you just how sick some people's mindsets are about this. Or, you know what I'm saying? He should have, like, no matter what, I told you, like, a lot of people are sick, Mike. Like the spirit to want to fight and stand up for your own is just about like, especially with some of these men, it's gone and dead. They're not. They rather be docile. That's why you're seeing men rather say, "Well, what did he do?" They're asking the man who been killed, what did that Negro do?
Right.
Why did he fight back? Or look. and I just tell you, man, we have a long way to go for our people, man. And see, the enemy does not mind doing what they do to you anymore. They
They
don't
don't.
mind. No, I'm good. They don't mind. Like I said, they don't mind doing what they do. Like this is the sad portion of reality, and sometimes you feel like it's hell, where they can easily kill you
Right. See,
and do,
this.
and, do, and, do- and mind you, they get to go home. And that's why I said that in my show. I said, show me where a black man can choke to death a white man and go home that same night and walk
No.
home.
Tell me somebody with somebody, and see, this ain't like you said. Okay, how can I shoot somebody? Let's say somebody came to my door. Okay, I shoot them in the head. I didn't even open the door, shoot right through the door because I see he's a black boy. Shoot him in the head or shoot him in the arm, open the door and look at him and shoot him in the head.
And then go home and get bail.
Right. Don't even get bail. The first time he didn't even get bail. The first night they just sent him right home. They didn't even charge him. And then when they started to become a big thing, see, you got to realize, like people are saying too, just like Hood Service David was saying on your show, y'all don't care. You know how many things happen every day. Y'all don't care. Y'all only care because of a white guy. I was like, listen. There's so many things that happen that the police don't know what stuff is people going to care about and what they're not going to care about. So they first send everybody home like, well, it's just a Negro. They found out. Damn. Okay, let's charge them. So that's the situation. Yeah, it's like they send them. They don't want to hurt. They don't want to do anything about it. They want to be able to just eliminate you. And like I said, they want you to just die nicely. How come you just don't die nicely? We don't see it. We don't see it. And then I asked people like, okay, you as a black person, don't you want to understand why are black people sitting up on the streets homeless like this, all this stuff? He was a menace to society. He slapped a woman. Okay, well, how come her man, like you played, I could find that video, but you trying to defend a woman that he slapped. And yeah, I wouldn't have said that was good, but right. I know if that would have been me there, he wouldn't have been able to even put his hand on my woman because I'm there. And that's when that would have handled that. But at the same time, even if I would have beat him up, which we have 3 people sitting there, we could have beat him up.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been like, that's justified. But once we grab him and look, like you said, y'all broke it down. The chokehold. This is something that people train on.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know you're killing him.
That's the whole point.
You know it. What's up, Leroy?
What's going on?
There you go.
DMG, what's happening?
What's going on, man?
Man, look, I mean, look, once you choking somebody, at some point they go limp, right? Remember what happened to George Floyd, and one of the other cops told Chauvin, okay, we're not getting into vitals. in that at that point, don't that mean stop?
Well, because you kill him. And you know what I found out though? This guy Daniel Penny, he's from the same part of New York where Daniel whatever this other that Daniel Perry, well not Daniel the one who choked Eric Gardner.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. The cop. That was a cop.
Yeah, that was a police officer, but that guy is from the same area where this guy is from. And keep in mind, Daniel Penny is the son of a police officer. So we
Yes.
already know whose side he was on when Eric Garner's situation was going on. So I just think he got the spirit of his friend, and he was like, "I'm gonna get me one too. I'm gonna get me
But I
one."
mean, that's not, man. He's supposed to be charged immediately. So, like you said earlier in the live, the things you've seen at San Francisco airport, I can show you the same exact stuff at Hartsfield, Jackson Airport, the most busiest airport in the world.
2 a.m. Market Street, out here with World Peace Parker.
Tell them homeless folks, man. Really?
That's
That's what we're supposed to do?
as I said, that's when like I said, I done a video. I'm not sure if you saw it, but I went out there to where homeless people are at nighttime, early in the morning,
Right.
and a lot of this, getting arrested. That's not abnormal for homeless people. I mean, what are you gonna do to them? They're already at the low.
Some of them want to be arrested just so they can, go inside, get 3 hots in the cot, maybe take a shower.
And that's what I said. That's what I said. I said, listen, you think they don't mind sleeping or trespassing to sleep under something that has some light or somewhere that they can stay dry or comfort? Like, I mean, we had that before the man passed away. We had it where an old part of our shop, it was we took out the old stuff in there, and we threw the mattress. And one time, my son said the mattress must be haunted, Daddy, but every time you throw it in the dumpster, it just comes right back out of there.
Dang.
And it wasn't that it was coming out of there. It was just that these two homeless people were taking it out to sleep on it. Even though it had the spring on there that would poke you up and cut you up. But I sat on that damn mattress. I said, ain't no way, boy. Your back got to be done. But when you have nothing, you're going to do anything. Now, mind you, the officer there, that we have an officer in our town, whenever he would see them, he would always arrest them. He would always arrest them, lock them up. X, Y, and Z. And, I had to tell him once, I said, man, chill. Well, he's disturbing the peace. I said, and whose peace he disturbing?
Yeah.
That's my property.
It's interesting.
That's my property.
The same excuses because this guy, it's funny when I'm talking to people on the internet, they're coming up with all these excuses. It's just amazing all of the different excuses they could come up with when a white person does something illegal, murders, and then the system sends that signal. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I always go into CIA stuff. I try to tell people about these Bittermans, coercion stuff, and because this is
they don't know.
That's why we see so many people. They just like, y'all side always lose. We got to be on the side of the winners. But what do you get for being on the winning side, so-called winning side? Are you going to get money? Well, no. I'm just going to get the right to say that I picked the Democrats, they won. Or I picked the Republicans, they won this time. Or I picked, I don't know, whatever they say. I picked white supremacy. It's going to beat your stuff up. They just want to be on the side that wins. It's a psychological thing, I think. It's not about what's right and wrong. It's just like, you ain't going to get your way. And so I'm not going to help you because I don't think you're going to be successful. It's not that you're not right. You see what I'm saying? That's why.
Yeah, but that's not winning.
Well, to them,
not for your people, it's not.
Exactly.
Well,
This is what I said. Like this, what he say? What did he say? I was trying to think what the beer is talking about. This man talking some crazy stuff. What did he say? He said he just said something you just said. BMT. He said you're wrong about me justifying. Okay, he says you're wrong justifying these white enemies, like I said before. If they have evidence to prosecute him, he's talking about the white guy, Daniel Penny, fine. So at least he's been a little fair. But he said, but wait, I'll just let he said, then he says, that still don't change the fact. So people don't even know what.
He's trying to backtrack a little bit. I mean, but
yeah, that's cool. I don't pressure people like that. So I try not to make the arguments personal, so that way they don't feel bad if they say, well, it's no big deal.
Or they realize they was wrong and don't want to go in the shell and hide.
Right.
But
go ahead.
But I will tell you this. Mike. And I want you to notice this. When it came to Jordan NEELY, they told you that he had 42 arrests. He was violent.
Yeah.
That he was homeless. That he got autism. That he had autism. He had schizophrenia. That his mama X, Y, and Z. And he talked about his dad. Yep. Now they told you everything about this black man.
Right.
And told you nothing about.
Right. There you go, Leroy. There you go. No. Right there. You right there on it. We had to find the information from other black sources. We're doing the groundwork to go find out who this guy is. We're doing the groundwork to find out who his father is. Now, they can give you all the research and put the imagery of how bad Jordan is in your mind. You notice that, like, before anybody found out anything, because that's why I put it out there early this morning. Like, why did they not? They told you who Jordan's daddy was, but why did they tell you who Danny's daddy was? They told you who. They told you about Jordan's mama, but they ain't talking about. See, they ain't talking about Danny's background. Jordan is autistic and schizophrenic and violent and a danger to everybody. But see, you don't hear nothing about Danny. Danny's a hero. And savior. Danny protecting women and children from Negroes like Mike and Leroy that get around white women and children. And so Danny has to protect us and save America. That's what has to do.
And I'm gonna show. Let me read something. I just want y'all to think about this. Now, this happened in New York. People talking about lawlessness, and when I'm just like, see, when we don't know certain stuff, everybody's talking about Tuskegee experiment, but nobody hardly talks about this experiment that happened set right up there in New York. This is the New York Times. This ain't the only one. This is just one that everybody should know. This was in their stuff. Now I ain't gonna view it on the time machine. Oh, I guess I could. Or should I do this? I don't know why I did this. Am I gonna be able to see it right? Okay, so yeah, okay, y'all can see it. All right. So these are experiments on New York children, on their brains, federal research ethics, several psychiatric experiments in which 100 New York City boys, many of them, probably most, many of them black or Hispanic. All of them were black or Hispanic, probably. I guarantee you they didn't probably do this on no white people. But anyway, this happened here. I'm just saying, okay, so 1998 is how long ago is that? That's 30 years ago?
Nah, like 25, 26, 20, something like that, yeah.
Okay, so that's 25 years ago. So Jordan NEELY would have been 5 years old. He'd have been a 5-year-old. He could have been in this. He was a part of this. I don't know if he was a part of this experiment, but he is a ward of the state. So his mom, he did what do you call that? Go to, what do you call that? Foster care.
Foster care. Yeah.
Yeah, but his mama was still in the ward of state.
Yes, these are the people who they did these experiments on. So it says like, okay, so 100 New York City boys, that's all they found. That's all they want to tell us. 100 New York City boys, many of them black and Hispanic, were given the now banned diet drug fenfluramine. The 3 experiments took place at New York State Psychiatric Institute. It's messing with their mind, which is affiliated with Columbia the university at Queens College and Mount Sinai School of Medicine over 3 years. So they did this to kids. These are kids, okay, over 3 years from 1990 ending. They claim it ended in 1996. So Jordan would have been whatever, probably 3. All right, in the experiment, the New York Psychiatric Institute, all of whom were 6 to 10 years old, Black or Hispanic boys. Okay, they were given this intravenous dose. So they gave them a shot of this fenfluramine to test a theory that violent or criminal behavior may be predicted by levels of certain brain chemicals. Okay, so they're giving them stuff that's going to incentivize violent behavior. They can't control themselves. Okay, this is what I'm saying.
Wow.
You don't even know what the hell's been going on, and we sitting up here judging based on we don't know this stuff, man. And so
Not too long ago, maybe a couple of years ago, a story came out about how people have behavior issues or they have mental health issues, whether it's schizophrenia and that type of erratic behavior. Well, a story came out, I think it was last year, that the drugs that they use don't work.
Right.
Now, and the side effects of those drugs mirror the symptoms that people present, that they diagnose them with.
So
you know what I'm saying? And it's like if you don't even have it, you might not even be schizophrenic, but you take those drugs and you may end up schizophrenic.
Exactly. So what are they actually doing? See, what they're really doing is tell you, just like what they did with this Tuskegee thing. Okay, they tell, we was trying to check for syphilis. Really? That's what you...
Hey, Roland Martin said they were just monitoring us.
Right. Now we're going to believe that, they wasn't giving them syphilis. They was just, checking for it and just not giving them the cure.
Yeah, just watching them to see how, the disease progressed.
That's what they say. So they're going to tell us something good when we done caught them doing something bad. I'm going to believe the worst. I'm going to believe that you gave them syphilis.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. I'm not going to
I never heard anything different till COVID that they monitored us. That is not what I heard in the 80s at all.
Well, I heard that they were, they were just not giving you the cure. That's what I heard. And so with this fenfluramine,
that's just as bad.
Well, I don't even give it that's not just as bad. That's worse. I mean, that's a lie.
Oh yeah, it's a lie. I'm saying it's just as bad because whether you giving it to me, monitoring me, or withholding treatment, all those finish in last place. There's not a positive among those 3.
I'm gonna say that y'all lying and that you're giving this stuff to them to make them act violent. That's what I'm gonna say, because unless you let me see all the records, I don't believe them. You know what I mean? Because they're just saying because we can't find that out what their intention was. You know what I'm saying? We can only find out what they did. But this is showing. Now look at I just want y'all to see this real quick.
And what they're willing to share.
No, I just want y'all to see this part, because this little thing here, it really literally it mirrors this boy's life. This is this is probably him. They probably gave him this stuff. But really quick, I'm going through it. So basically it says they get him this drug, right? Heart damage. The boys were given the drug. They were younger. Okay, so the boys who were given, now listen to how they set this up. The boys who were given the drug were the younger brothers of delinquents. The researchers found them through court records and by interviewing mothers to find those who had what the scientists described as adverse rearing practices. Okay.
What, like Oh wow, that
So,
that is so broad and empty. I mean,
no,
what you
let,
said about it could be him. It could be him because his mother was murdered. So I guess that wouldn't be a very good rearing practice to be dead. I mean, this
but
is
look,
so insulting.
One of
This is so
one
insulting.
of the things one of the things about it is but I've been through the inpatient process or see how these things work, especially when you're wards of the state or the government. You don't have a right. They are your parent. They can
right,
put stuff in your food. They can doggone do stuff to your water to feminize you. I
right.
mean, what better way to get funding than to test things out on you? I mean, these are things that are
Mhm.
found that have stuff that they're practicing on inmates, on women,
See,
children,
yeah,
and so
Yes.
I mean, no offense, but you're a ward of the state, so you can't go nowhere. You belong to the state until they release you.
Did
Now, the thing about
did
it,
did
hmm?
didn't Fauci test some children there with I want to say
well,
AGT?
they've been new. They've
AZ.
been. I mean, but no. Again, nobody cares what's happened for a second or third class citizen. Y'all gotta understand. There's a reason why a lot of black children get adopted by white people or by certain white agencies or groups, especially black children or brown children. This is why Africa had to put a stop on whites coming over to Africa and adopting black kids. And they were like,
Yeah.
"Hold up." These programs that y'all said are supposed to be helping the mother or the parent, y'all are not doing that. Y'all are trafficking bodies. Y'all are trafficking bodies, but these programs are not getting shut down. And so it's not unheard of, especially for mental health boys, black boys, which I'm glad Mike brought this up because this was already known. The aunt has said it a long time ago. Like the state had failed him long time ago. They kept drugging him. They kept doing stuff to him rather than getting the proper treatment. Ultimately, you're supposed to get treatment to wean you, and
Wow.
when you're not as extreme. But the thing about it is, he did not get better. He did not get better, and so they purposely they doped him up on drugs. They
Mm.
doped
Better
him up.
better
I mean,
still, better
uh-huh.
still, don't put them on that stuff from the beginning.
Well, see, that's the
'Cause-
thing about it. See, it's like for the state, well, especially for a lot of minorities. See, there's a pipeline. There's a pipeline system.
Mhm.
They have to get paid for the body count. They have to
Mm.
go get certain funding and things done. And understand who better than a boy that literally he don't know better what we shooting up in him. All right, you want to
And
act
there's
up? You want to
nobody there to
scream and yell?
protect them.
You want to act up? You want to scream and yell? Nurse, go ahead and try this on him. Doctor, we don't know what they're going to do. It don't matter. Go in there and shoot that boy up with this shit. He going to go to sleep. The boy asleep for goddamn 2 days. You don't know why, but guess what? He ain't complaining no more.
Dang.
But now he can't have children. Like
Yeah.
these things, they're documented. I'm glad. That's why I enjoy when Mike be pulling up the evidence. Say, hey, they don't have. That's why they say if you want to do anything to a Negro, put it in a book. They're not gonna read it. They're not gonna study up on it. They're not gonna actually try to say, hey, that's why we are the way we are. This is why our women are developing the way we are. This is why our boys are being effeminate. This is why I remember they were saying you had it where they had guidance counselors, if you remember, they were having guidance counselors tell the mothers and fathers that the boys need to be on Ritalin.
Yes.
Yes,
They needed to be on. Y'all remember that
Yeah.
man, try to put me on it.
the black boys need to be on Ritalin and certain types of Percocets to calm down. Versus that or just talking to the boy and working with him. They did that purposely. So now look at the boys now, the black boys who went to school. They got put in remedial classes. Look at
Yep.
Jordan NEELY. He didn't get better. He got worse.
And that's important. That's because, like I said before, we need to understand that this is what the objective is. They're trying to figure out, okay, how can we? You got to realize, dude, they have got a whole system of money, death. It's a system. This stuff works on automatic. It's working on automatic. All they got to do is set up the proper programs, and the Negroes will continue it because they are trained now. This is their job. Hey, I'm just doing my job. You need why do they say, okay, now even me saying this word is triggering. Okay, the word single mother. Okay, but we know that when and they do experiments, they know that if you break up that family, then you put all this pressure on the female. There is stuff that we can do now with her that she wouldn't need if she had this guy there advising her. Okay.
Yeah, hey, single mother is like the first phase of the experiment.
Well, like I said, like this. Actually, it could be, but also just getting that dude out of there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Right,
All of that. Breaking up the home. Maybe that's the first part of the experiment. We break up the home, then we can come in and wreck shop more.
Right. And I got that test, and I'm going to check that out too, Sister Nicole. But the thing is, it's like this. Once you get that done, now I can go after you, and it's more likely to get you inside this jail thing. Once I got you under the jail thing, like BMT said, you don't have a choice. And like these girls, and then I can get that girl on welfare. Like I said, now look at this here. Once I got her on this state situation, I'm gonna get. Now I don't want the boy because what they did is, if you look at it, the boys who were given the drug were the younger brothers of delinquents. So the older brother got into some legal trouble, and the mama was down there trying to get him out of jail. And then the scientists see, oh, okay, she got a problem. She's gonna lose her welfare if she don't do what we say. They set up there, pressured this mama. Oh, this boy is in, your older one is in this problem here. We don't want him. We want you to give us that younger boy. Give us that younger boy, and we'll give you $125 in return. This is what they did, man. Okay, they gave these little boys who were perfectly fine, these were perfectly healthy boys. Okay, they gave these boys this shot, messed up their brain serotonin, the way that thing works up in there, the brain chemicals, right? Then they got the testimonies from these mothers and stuff talking about how their kid just changed. Their kid had this crazy behavior. They didn't know who this was. They couldn't control the boy no more. Hyperactivity disorders. The boys were taking off their medication, clear attention deficit, and intravenously given the fenfluramine. They would just mess them up. And that's it. You're done. That's you for the rest of your life now. You deal with that, family. Get out of my face and let me go back to work the next day. Now you can deal with your, messed up relative. You don't want to love them. So you're going to have to suffer through that for your life. You see what I'm saying? And that's right there in New York. And then we go down there, and now we're looking at, this little black people, they're irritating us on the subway, singing and dancing and stuff. They're homeless. What's wrong with them? What's wrong with y'all?
This the same New York where it's a slave graveyard buried under Wall Street.
Yeah.
Same New York.
What the hell? What's wrong with y'all? Why don't y'all get it together all this time? What's wrong? They know what's wrong. They done did this stuff.
Meanwhile, we sabotaging. But no reparations. What are you talking about?
Right. They taking these people out. They got this other stuff. I'm about to read this thing because y'all did.
And then look, and then you fast forward today, and I am happy to say that 70% of us said no to the jab.
Right.
But the 30% who said yes, what's wrong with y'all?
Exactly. They have. But the thing is, though, I still feel sorry for them because what's happening is people that You know, they don't know, and is
I
it?
mean, no, okay, yeah, some of them may not know, but some people have been flat out warned. I know
Well,
two people that I straight warned, not like, I can make them do, because they not my children. Hell, these guys were older than me. And
look what y'all got to do for money. Look what your young men had to do for money.
How you do me like Joanna? Joanna. How you do me like Joanna?
Buffoons, man. I filmed this myself.
Joanna.
This is what Jordan did.
Joanna. Why you do me just like that? I'm gonna give you all my love.
Big old monkey. But no, I mean, I know what you're saying, Leroy, but my thing is, it's like this stuff, everybody's situation is a little bit more complicated. It's complicated. And people truly believe it, and my thing is like this. If God got mercy on them, it ain't my job to really, like you said, you warn them. If God want to take them out, He gonna take them out. If He want to save them, He gonna save them. It's not. I'm not gonna be mad at people, because as long as they truly believe. Now, once I get the notion that the stuff is poison, but you still push.
I mean, what do you? Okay.
Now I get angry, but like
well, it's time to be angry then.
Well, like you got to realize, though. You got to realize, Leroy. You got to realize, in their mind, they're like, why should they listen to you? You see?
Okay.
See, so but now let me ask you this: why should you listen to them? See, that's the thing.
You know what I base that on, and it goes back to what you and BMT was just talking about, what you brought up in the beginning. Reading, and more. Even if you're not reading, just being conscious enough to realize that, okay, what happened in history? Okay.
Right.
Well, is this something I need to jump into based on what I know about history?
Right.
I mean, so people have received warnings.
Funny. It's so funny that you said that at the same time she posted that. Yeah, it's the same thing, reading in history. But guess what? You're dealing with millions of households. Okay, people were raised very differently. And I understand, but you can only do the best you can. And because that's what you got. We couldn't stop this. If it was up to me, there would never be a way. Nobody could take a picture like this.
Yeah, it would never got started.
I've been talking to people all my life about stuff like this. I couldn't stop this. I can't be angry at these people because they literally are deceived. They truly are deceived. They 100% deceived. And I got to be careful too, because I might be deceived on one or two things too. So this is why I got to have some humbleness, because then I would shut my mind down to everything. Because that's exactly what's happening. People are shutting their minds off to others. And they're not, like, if you bring me facts, right? I look at you personally and I say, I'm not going to listen to you. And then I ignore the facts that you said. Okay. Well, actually what I should do is say, if you bring me some stuff and you truly believe it, I should actually look into it. Even if I don't believe this, but I'm going to look into what he said. I just want to
Mark Davis.
I just want to look at what he said. Now, see, Mark works for the government. So
yeah, I mean, you say that.
He works for the government. He done said it. He said it. So,
well, he could be lying to try and make himself feel important that he's no longer wearing a uniform.
Maybe.
And he could be working for him. Either way, the trash he and some people come with, when you put, like you said, facts up there, and they might look at you personally and say, well, yeah, I ain't got to believe that. But you can't tell me you didn't know about, and I'm speaking locally, you didn't know about Jovita Moore. She's Channel 2 anchor, been there 18, 20 years. Then this starts, with the lockdowns and all that, and the injections roll out, and out of nowhere she got brain cancer. She dead in like 3 months.
Well, they don't look, man. Look, there's no reason for them to believe you. So this right here, you got right here, the NIH tested AIDS drugs on foster children. So this is
That's
also
it. That is it.
This is NPR right here. Now, is NPR lying? This is how I do it. I just try to get them something, you know.
I mean, NPR be objective 1 out of every 9.5 stories, and this is the one.
Well, I don't know. They might be saying no, so I didn't even read it yet. I just pulled it up. But
Oh no, that's it. I mean, I haven't read that particular story, but that is the story, and I think that involves Fauci because they were testing AIDS drugs.
Right.
And he was one of the developers of AZT because he was with the NIH then. I mean, this is the same guy who had tongues cut out of dogs' mouths so he wouldn't have to hear them holler after he done injected them with something. And I hope it was just a needle.
Oh, he might go to jail since you said it is about dogs.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's, bro, I mean,
hey,
it is. Yeah, where's Peter now? You ain't heard nothing from Peter on that one. But they made sure they got Michael Vick, though.
Yeah, but this is the world we living in, and it's just very dangerous. And you know, this got to be very, you know, we got to be very careful because people like it's like my thing is just like with BMT's channel. You got black guys, they tell everybody else that they emotional, but they shouting and screaming, trying to convict another black man. And they think they're right. You can't tell them nothing different. You can't say
the same way Jordan Neely was yelling for food or hungry or cutting up. One day I was working downtown a couple of years ago, and man, I would have to say this guy was an angel, I guess. I mean, he was homeless, but he is reciting the word. He don't have a Bible in front of him. He's saying it like he's reading it.
Dang.
And I walked over to him and, you know, just complimented him and thanked him for, you know, saying these words. I mean, was I supposed to choke him out because he was being loud?
See?
No. So you see what I'm saying? And then here, and it's probably happening in y'all cities too, they closed homeless shelters. Here they made it where you have to get a permit to feed the homeless.
Yeah. Yeah. They did that.
I mean, to the point, and that's why they're at your airport. That's why they're at the airport here. The airport is open 24 hours.
Yep. Why wouldn't it? No, and
yeah,
that's the reason why I put on this thing. We are ignoring a situation. This is the situation that we were warned about a long time ago. These white folks, they are losing their population at an alarming rate. Okay, they're going to get increasingly more violent, and so they're going to try to kill you any way they can. They were trying to do it real sneaky at first with the Ma'ad and this stuff.
Jungles and among the most ignorant people. Even this will not be sufficient, because I believe that now, immediately, there should be national sterilization for certain dysgenic types of our population who are being encouraged to breed and would die out were the government not feeding them. Margaret Sanger, 1950.
This was
wow.
So we look at this. Our people look at stuff like this, and we don't think that it have nothing to do with us. We don't think
no. Or worse, Mike. I told you what Dr. Wonderland Stokes, who comes on right after Rashad Richards said here. When I brought this information to her, she said, "Well, abortion isn't about that now."
Okay.
What do you mean?
No, they don't. They believe that. That's what I'm saying. Like when you're dealing with somebody and they believe something, they're going to produce all sorts of arguments to defend it. Because why should they listen to you? That's the first thing that's gonna come to their mind. Like, I'm listening to you.
That's not a defense.
That's in their mind. You got to realize defense and it's like this. if you really believe something, in order for you to believe something, especially if you believe it with a lot of energy and whatever. Now, if it's just something like, oh, you thought the pencil was on the floor, you look down and it's not on the floor, it's on the table. That's nothing. But we're talking about a subject that you gained taken close to your heart or something, and you truly believe in it. It takes a lot to convince that person different.
I mean, I get that, but when you're the person that's doing the believing,
facts
don't you have? I mean, whether the person presenting some opposing to you or not, don't you have evidence of what you believe?
Facts don't matter. That's what you see. This is what we gotta. If you're talking to people, you gotta realize all of this stuff factors in. This CIA disinformation stuff. This is how our TV is. This is what we've been. This is what all this is about. They have been just we grew up in this, a sea of this stuff. So, when we're dealing with, it's like it has to be done over and over again, and each person has to have something personally happen to them to adjust their beliefs. It takes that it's a practical thing. It's not
so it's got to happen to you before you can believe it, even though I warned you.
So this is how it is. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like somebody told me. You don't change a behavior doesn't change from the mind. It changes from the heart. You got to change the heart, and then the behavior will change. That's how that happens. So it's not about it's not about facts and figures. If you go for facts, that's just not going to happen. And that's
and look, and that's why we got people running around believing that Bruce Jenner is a woman. To back up what you're saying as far as facts don't matter. They a whole schoolboy coming down on the 7th grader because he wore a T-shirt that said there are two genders. There are only two genders. Got sent home.
There it is.
Man, this is ridiculous.
But this is human nature. But this is human nature. You gotta understand, it's not about even everything. It's not about our feelings. This is it's almost like if I throw a rock in water. I said this before. This is just how it is. This is our human nature. And what's happened is you got a scientific opponent who has studied the nature of human beings. Okay. And they've come up with programs in education to psychologically get us. Okay, we've been raised in this stuff, but now they've been messing up. So a lot of us have been waking up, but it's just like the Matrix. You've seen that movie, The Matrix, right? That's what that's what that big old hive was about. Just like the man gave the red and the blue pill. He was like, dude, unfortunately, I can't just tell you. I could tell you, but you ain't gonna see it.
Yeah, you got to experience it.
You have to be shown. And that's just the bottom line. That's just the bottom line. And that's the reason why, you got, you got to realize even God, he's like, look, you got to warn them first, but they're not going to believe you, Moses, Jesus, or whoever. Okay, once you warn them, then there you go. Here comes the whatever. That's just it. So, we're dealing with the same situation, but, my thing is you just keep on. You just keep on pushing it out there, and they're coming apart. They're coming clean. It's people, the information is getting out there over the years. People are developing, people are getting it, but this is the way it is. And, so we have, like BMT said, we have people that's conversating and having the conversations. That's the first part. That means you're doing the right thing. Like the sister said, we must be able to unlearn and deprogram. Right. But the thing is, you do that faster when you control the education. Right now, you got from elementary school You got a system, right? And a system, they done set this thing up so, okay, you want to go work. As soon as you have a baby, you going to work. You're out there. You send them as soon as you can. You send them to school. They 5 years old? Preschool, send them 4 years old, 3 years old. Other people raising your kids, teaching them what they want them to know. Gender stuff. Teachers don't call me. These are my programs. Pronouns. What do you call it? Okay. This is.
What did Biden say? He quoted a teacher that said something to the effect that basically it's the child doesn't just belong to the parent.
See,
I'm paraphrasing, but it was something to that effect. Yeah, like even though you had the baby, you and the wife, the child is still a ward of the state, more or less. They ain't said exactly like that, but that's what they're meaning. Like it's okay to go when you drop them off at school for them to roll some drag queens in there to read to them at story time. But then you looked at like you got a unicorn, a horn growing out the middle of your forehead because you got a problem with it.
Well, because that's where we at. And that's because you see how like during this German Hitler stuff, this is where they learn. Well, this is not the only place because the Hitlers and them, they learned a lot from the Americans too. But as far as this propaganda stuff that we're dealing with, that's why you got to have. That's why they censor us on YouTube and on Facebook, and this is like I said.
But even that right there is evidence that they are lying. If you have to shut down someone from speaking because you can't defend your position, to me that is crystal clear that I can't listen to you. That if you're willing to censor others because you can't defend your position legitimately, that means your position is invalid.
Well, not valid if they got power behind it.
It's still invalid. I don't care how much power you got. Power just means they can do something. That don't mean they're right.
See, because validity, though, you got to realize like what makes right. And see, that's when you start getting into that whole other question, which is cool. But the thing is, in what this world and what the way that God made this universe, the sun shines on the wicked and the righteous. So the devil can go out sunshine. God, how come you let him shine sun on him? He's evil. He hates you. This is how God made this thing, bro. So you have to build up the power to overcome your opposition. So you can be right, but if he can just, put you in jail, he can inject you with chemicals. I got another experiment that he can inject you with chemicals to turn you into a, fruity.
Alphabet soup troop.
And guess what? You're going to defend on his side because, you feel this way.
Hey, speaking of that, the video you put out about throat cancer.
Which one?
The video you put out about throat cancer and oral sex.
Oh yes, yeah.
Man, for all we know with that, that could go many different ways. I know what you presented,
right? And
I understand what they're saying in the parts I could hear.
Yeah.
Oh, but then we
erase that one. I'm gonna promote the other one. I re-recorded it clear, but I don't know why YouTube didn't promote that the same way it promoted the one that it's all messed up. I literally re-recorded it. It's on there. That's clear.
Look, that could be attributed to propaganda manipulation to get people to go in and have their children take that HPV vaccine, which may or may not have Mr. NA in it.
Right.
If you look at since the jabs came out in the military, they had over a 300% rise in stillbirths.
Right.
Exorbitant amount increase in the number of cancer diagnoses. I mean, man, Satan don't stop. I mean, Satan, he does not stop, bro. It's like an all-out assault right now, 24/7.
That's right. You're not supposed to. But guess what? This ain't the first time he set you up though. He's the reason why you can even see it is because he's getting desperate. What they say, he have but little time.
Oh yeah. He's been let loose because he knows he has a little time, and the clock is ticking, and the clock is ticking. This teammate said on Billy, and his time is coming quickly.
Did they take it off here or something? Where's the
Who, BMT?
No, my other dude, I put another video of that. Damn.
Oh, of the throat cancer situation. I mean, and then there's another angle to it. I mean, I didn't hear it in the video, but was there any allusion to the alphabet soup troop being a part of the society where this is appearing more? I mean, it's just like I said, same stay busy.
Hold on. I got the Science Channel too, y'all. Just in case.
Junior of Miami,
okay,
carrying Navy.
Dude, you serious? Don't tell me they ain't gonna took off a little. That's crazy.
It wouldn't be the first time.
I did just
Junior of Miami, carrying.
Anyway, all right. Well, I did re-record it. I can't even believe that. That's stupid. Anyway, we'll find it. We'll figure it out.
Hey, it's stupid and childish when they do things like that.
Yeah, just take my little because I fixed this. Anyway, I'll repost it later because I did post a clear because I went back and listened to it. I realized that I was like, man, I was cutting out. But no, we ended off in a little bit. I mean, I just wanted to put this out here. This is a big old psyop. Everything's a psyop in this society, though. And we just got to understand, like, bro, just like the sister said, we must be able to unlearn and deprogram. We're going to have to look at this stuff. All of this is the education. All of these things here that we've been going over, this little, you got to have this education. You have to teach your kids, black people, the children, about Tuskegee, fenfluramine experiments. They got another experiment now that I see here, and I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna record this NIH thing. I'm gonna read that and see what's up with that. The Ma'afa. Everybody should get this movie too. This
yeah, that's what they did the testing at the prison.
Right.
Ma'afa, yeah.
First century Ma'afa. This is a classic. Everybody should have looked at this movie. This movie right here. See, they got the introduction and all of these things. Look at that movie. It's right on YouTube. Get it. These are just basic stuff because the thing is, you ain't going to see the pattern. If you can't study or see what's happening, you don't see what they're doing. You don't see it. And so now in one conversation, let's say you, Leroy, then got a hold of all this information, and now you're repeating actual historical events. But those historical events, the government told everybody on TV and on the news and on TV shows, the government has told them through propaganda, basically, that, you sound like a conspiracy theorist. Because you repeat this. So if you repeating actual historical. Do you know about the Tuskegee experiment? Oh no, Hotep heaven coming. Hotep. What are you talking about?
Here come one of them Hotep medical students or some weird stuff like that.
And why do they say that? Why do they say that?
Try and minimize what you're saying.
No. Listen to the question. Why do several different people some of these people don't even know each other, but why do they say some of the same things?
Oh, in response to factual information.
But how do they know to say the same things? They were taught it from somewhere. They were taught it from the media. And then people
conspiracy theory, the term came from the CIA.
There you go.
But the sister who said we need to unlearn and deprogram, she absolutely right. But you, me, BMT, the lady who put that in the chat, we not the ones who need to unlearn and deprogram. It's the clowns who come up with the same response that you were just talking about.
But we ain't perfect. See, that's where you mess. To me, I think I never
look. I'm not claiming perfection. I'm just claiming that we got our eyes open to see that okay, something right here don't smell right.
Right. So, but you know, I'll say it like this: we all might be on different levels of this thing. You know, so that's how I look at it because, you know, this thing here is so deep. A lot of us, we even the ones who think we know something, if they was to really open up all these files on us,
it's no different than the 3% of the information they still holding on to from the JFK assassination to the 41,000 hours they won't let you see of January 6th. The fact that they're hiding it says everything.
Man, it's like this. Now, what happens when you hide information? What if some of if you study people, right? And see that, man, I ain't gonna get into the whole thing, but if we just talk about that real quick. Let's say you went out to go to work at night. You didn't tell your wife you was gonna work you're working at nights today. But you went out, stayed, and worked it all night. You was at work, a legitimate place, and you earn money. And you come home. She didn't know, like, well, why is he out at nighttime? Baby, where was you at? He was like, oh, I ain't. You decide you want to withhold that information. Not that you have to, but you want to withhold the information. What's going to happen? It's right away that's going to produce issues. When the person don't know what's going on, they start coming up with things, and then there's disagreement. Then if you notice, this is what happened all the time. There's disagreement, especially if it's multiple people. Then they'll say, well, they probably was here. No, they probably was there. And then they'll be like, well, there's something wrong because they're not telling us. And all they're doing is that's why the government does it. They withhold information just to produce instability. That's it. A lot of times they withhold that information just to create that situation.
I mean that's part. I mean it can serve a dual purpose, but the ultimate takeaway for me is that you're hiding something.
Right, but my point is, okay, what if they just told you, yeah, we trying to kill you? It's like, you know,
what you said, they just come right out and admit it. Biden get up there and stumble through a speech and say, well, yeah, I'm trying to kill y'all. You ain't know?
Okay, so now it would take, now you're going to be clear. There's no, you know what I'm saying?
Ambiguity.
Now we're not on the internet debating about it, what it is and what it ain't. Do you have proof of this? Show it to me. Yada yada, this and that.
Sure.
This is what they do. They study this stuff, man. And my thing is like, you know, we have the information to study them too. But if we don't do it, it's hard to direct. Because see, what you got to do is you got to what I try to do is this. Is when people come arguing with all that stuff, I might say some stuff to them, but I just say we blessed now. We all got these computers, man. We can do what the police did. We just start showing them links. Go ahead, you handle that. And of course, a lot of people ain't gonna believe it anyway. But at least they had it. They seen it. and they can decide what they want to do after that on their own. But the point is, it's like, because my thing is, why should they listen to me? They ain't gonna listen to me. Why? I mean, I said, I'm not gonna. They're not gonna listen to me because I'm not gonna listen to them. So
I'll listen, but I also understand when you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, let me change that word from listening, because to me, listening means I'm actually paying attention to what you're saying. So
what you say, you hear them, but you're not listening.
No, I hear them. Yeah, I am paying attention to what they're saying. I'm thinking about what they're saying, but like you said, I'm looking at the logical situation of what they're talking about based upon what's actually going on. Yeah, it's not working. So
I mean, dude, when it comes to the weird agenda that's out here, I put out a video on a couple of different pages where it clearly shows these drag queens and reading in front of children, all that. This one guy said, well, you can't name a school where it's happening. So I didn't post the school because I couldn't just name one exact school. And I admitted that. But what I posted was what happened in Loudoun County, Virginia. Two different schools, the same guy raped two different girls.
Dang.
And this person comes back with fake news.
See? But guess what?
And look, hold on, Mike. The story I posted, it just didn't talk about the two schools. It was from the grand jury perspective, because the information had gotten to them and how they're going to deal with the school district in Loudoun County, the school board. So I went past steps of talking about the father who went to the school board meeting and was arrested because he tried to shake off somebody grabbing his arm, and that person ended up being a cop. I ain't even mentioned any of that. I talked about what the grand jury is now moving forward with, and this person comes back with fake news.
Yeah, they gotta win, man.
That ain't winning.
They're not gonna let you just beat. See, they're not gonna let you beat them in an argument. They're better at arguing than you are.
No, they're not. They're better at running.
Okay, well.
They're better at running and lying and obfuscating.
But see, when you allow it to get as charged, then what ends up happening is it's not about the truth no more.
True, and that's why I start calling people names. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's about winning now.
Yeah, so I don't even engage in it. They can call me any name in the book. I just keep hitting them with the facts.
Yeah, because it's like a cat. You're trying to clean a cat's dirty, it's nasty. You're trying to help it, but it's like, I don't want to.
You don't like water.
And it's gonna scratch you. You're gonna have to wear something, and it's like a baby. The baby's gonna scream at you. You trying to change it.
Yeah, that's a very good analogy, Mike.
Well,
trying to watch the cat is as hard as trying to convince somebody of what is actually happening.
And right, because you gotta look at it like that, because you gotta realize, like, these are our people. And I understand.
No, I'm not claiming them.
Hold on. See, this is what I'm saying. Systems beat systems. Systems beat systems, not willy-nilly. See, what they're doing right now is they're willy-nilly picking who they're going to provide law and order for. Okay, if we're saying, okay, this is what we want, a better situation. The sun shines on the wicked and the righteous. The air is available for the wicked and the righteous. Okay, if this is my people, they my people, period. Now, of course, they decide no. So it don't matter just because right now they fruity, or they're they're white supremacist sympathizers, or I mean, what else? Something that I don't agree with. Okay, I had to combat them, right? But I had to always leave that room open. And now, of course, I'm not gonna not say what's up. Okay, so that ain't happening. And I'm not gonna allow them to become an enemy. But just for them, I have to leave that little sliver available just in case they did in their little private room or in their life something happened to them. They're like, damn, I'm gonna stop helping these folks. I'm changing. You know, I'm not gonna dig it in like, oh, see, look at you. I see you.
No, look, I ain't saying beat them over the head once it's revealed to them that you right. But because that temptation is gonna absolutely be there. But I'm talking about before you even get to that point, or if you ever get to that point and the person is never convinced in their own mind, heart, whichever one you want to pick. That's the point. That's the point where the decision is made. You know what I'm saying? That I can't deal with you. I can't call you my people if you refuse to see facts.
But see, I'm trying. It don't matter. That's what I mean. Like, see, this is where it's hard. It's hard for all of us. This ain't easy. You know what I mean? But these are the facts. God, they are God's people. Don't matter if they killing each other in line.
No, they're not God's people.
Yeah, they are. See, this is what y'all don't know. Who made the earth?
Look, three questions.
Listen. Let's deal with what's God's people. Do they fit the description of God's people that they've been through?
Absolutely not.
Well, they've been through what they've been through. Now, as far as the chosen people, he says not.
That's God's children. All people are not God's children.
The chosen,
but he did make all people. But all people are not God's children, and everybody is not going to heaven.
Okay, well, that's fine too. I ain't saying that, but what I'm saying is, you don't know who is going to turn right and not, because we have some people at one point in their life, right, doing evil, and then in 10 to 15 or sometimes 5 or 6 years later, they're doing good. So it's not up to us. We're not wise enough. We don't know who is who yet, because God could allow them to go into the fruity zone for a purpose, just because the fruity people ain't going to listen to you, but they will listen to somebody who was formerly fruity. You see what I'm saying? Who comes from where they came from.
Oh yeah, look, people. I'm not negating people can't change. What I'm saying is for the ones who refuse.
But they are refusing to listen to you.
They don't have to listen to me. A man is a man. A woman is a woman. Period. Okay.
But somebody gonna argue with you about it because
they are a fool. They are a fool, and lest they not change, then they not God's people. I don't care what they look like.
But I'll say it this way: we are not really wise enough to determine that, because we don't know the comprehensive understanding of this person's life. Now, you are wise enough to determine what the situation is, or how you're going to treat them as of your immediate understanding of them at this very moment, at the moment that you're dealing with them. So I'm not saying that you keep getting beat upside the head with people who, stuff like that. But the people of God will act crazy. Sometimes the people of God will act crazy sometimes, but he is bringing them through something.
But hold on, Mike. Some people, their conscience has been seared, and they're not coming back.
But how do you know? What did he say?
Because I believe the word. He said that.
The wheat and the tares. What's the difference between the wheat and the tares? How can you tell? You gotta wait.
They're separated at the end. Yeah, when they grow.
Wait, listen what you said right there at the end. You don't
I mean,
know.
look, that's for God to determine at that point,
I mean,
at that
so
point of
that's all
judgment.
I'm
We
saying. That's all I'm saying. You is for
look,
him to determine. And I understand you're
and
right.
look, I'm
Yeah.
not saying I'm condemning them. I'm
Uh-huh.
just not saying that they are my people if they can't see what's clearly in front of them.
I'll say it like
When
this. I'm not gonna deal with somebody who's going to actively promote something that's destructive. I'm not dealing with them. Now, they will at that point, once they've proven to me that this is what they're about, then I can't deal with them on this level no more. But I don't know what God plan is for them people. That's how I
true,
look.
I get that.
That's how I look at it. Because see, when I start putting myself into like, oh, you ain't coming to heaven, you is not the one. You're like, bro,
Look,
like
I'm saying all of this based on what the word says. But I mean, look, I get what you're saying, that the door needs to remain open for them to be able to change, and I get that. But like you just said, you said at some point if they make it clear that they're gonna promote something destructive, you're not gonna deal with them.
yeah,
Are
I'm
you
not.
gonna call that Are you gonna say that that person is my people?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'll say it like this. This is God's people. I'll say it that way. That's God's people. We're still in a point where we at towards the end of what we call a certain phase. That's why the world is going crazy. We're toward the end. We're toward the end of a certain phase, but we don't really. We are still the people. We're still in the muck and the mire, man. So we gotta be very, very careful with our judgments. I ain't saying that we don't judge, but I'm just saying we just gotta be careful.
Thank you.
All right.
People make judgments all the time
Yeah,
about different stuff,
we are not all wise, and we be
or
wrong.
all knowing.
Yeah, we be wrong a lot. We be like, we'll see a kid, acting up in the street. That kid going to hell. That nigga, I don't know. His mama ain't nothing. She's sitting up here dancing on the pole, and his daddy is this is up. And guess what? Probably 10 times out of 10. Excuse me. Probably like I'll say probably 7 times out of 10, we might be right. Yup. See, and we right. Look at him grown up. He went straight to jail or whatever we predicted. But the thing is, it's like we don't. Then those other times we wrong. So that's all I'm saying. Is like we just gotta be careful because we be the ones going to dang on, hell in the handbasket because we thinking we are holier than now. So
Oh
it's
no, no.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, that can happen, but I'm never approaching it from that way. Even though some people on their end may say that and say they perceive that in me, but that's never what it is. I think that is a move not by you. I'm talking about the people who will say that in in a disagreement with you, where they'll say, well, oh, you just holier than thou, you're a hypocrite. No, I tell them real quick, all have sinned. That includes me too. As a matter of fact, I put myself first as being a reprobate, as being a sinner.
you old reprobate.
Yeah, on my best day, I'm trash.
Dang, bro.
So
Really? I ain't gonna say that.
oh yeah. Look. No, I'm not saying I'm not trying to do the right thing or doing some right things or trying to do what I'm supposed to. I'm just saying in the overall scheme of things, man, everybody has done something. So it's not about whether or not you've done something. I mean, it is when it comes to sin and forgiveness and all that. I'm just saying this is what I'm saying. We are all equal. Nobody is above reproach. And when you receive information and you trying to relay some factual information that actually helps some people, if they refuse it and promote something that's destructive, that person, barring them changing, man, those are not my people. Those are not your people because they're not even pulling in the same direction.
And
They pulling straight opposite.
I understand you from that perspective, and I agree from that perspective. Okay. The only thing I'm saying is, too, is the people is their behavior, but it's also their genetic line. Because we know that the promise is not just made to the person, but it's also to their descendant line. So there's something also that's put in this genetic line. So let's say, Mark Davis is acting like a reprobate, and he's pushing the devil's message all the way to his grave. But for some reason, Mark had 3 sons, and because he came in that line, and let's say them sons got right, a couple of them, the promises to them. So that's all I'm saying. Like, we looking at a certain dynamic, but we're just a point in time of a big plan. See what I'm saying? All of this stuff that's happening, of course we know that this stuff has been predicted, and we can see that it's in the books and stuff. But we just happen to be living during this period of time, and all of this stuff that we're writing down, all of this stuff that we're recording, all of this is going into a record that will be seen by people. They will research this stuff like, oh, what was my great granddaddy Leroy? Oh, damn, he was. Oh, damn, he got online. Let me hear his voice. You see what I'm saying? What was my great ancestor Nicole Marie? Oh man, here go a post from her way back in 2023. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, and on the other side, for the ones that fall off and go with the weirdness, it's gonna be a record of them too. And their lineage is gonna look back and say, man, Granddaddy Mark Davis was out of his. I mean, what was wrong with him?
Right. Check this out. That if his lineage looks back, this is my lineage. Wow. That means that something in his lineage God decided to save.
Yeah, hopefully they realize to go a different path.
And that's what I mean by that. Is I understand what you're saying with the behavior, and you're right with the people of God, but it's not just about us in our current expression of life. It's also about he's making a promise to your line too, because was it Abraham? Didn't he say that to him?
Yeah, I'll make you the father of many nations.
And it does say, it's not to the wicked or whatever. Those who, I forgot exactly the wording, but you're right with the behavior part. So if you're wicked, then the promise ain't to you. But
no.
Yeah.
Esau, nope, the promise ain't for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So the thing is, it's like, yeah, so that's all I'm saying. It's like we just got to understand this stuff. This is I'm just showing this one, and a lot of this stuff when I do shows on these is kind of boring to people, but I just document it on shows like this right here is the National Security Memorandum. This way back in 1974. They were talking about they were scared because their population was going down. They seen it way back in 94 when they were whooping our butts. But now they're desperate. They was trying to use. They've been poisoning our food for the longest.
And we won't die. We won't take your shot. We won't. I mean, dude, for them to come out with a nationwide vaccination day and only 10% of the black people, and it is specifically targeted black communities in several cities around the U.S. For them to admit in the article I read that less than 10% of the black people that are eligible for the bivalent are taking that, means that the people who then took 2, 3, 4, 5 shots have realized that, hold on, man, I'm done with this. I'm not gonna keep going back. And some of them had to look around and see, well, hold on, some of these people down, they had the shot.
Now, D-Roy, hold on. Keep in mind, you still gotta be careful because we're still being censored by YouTube. And yeah, so careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they got chat bots, and I'm gonna drop a show. I'm getting a little show ready for this chat bot, this AI. So
Oh man,
I got a show dropping for the AI and the robots and how that's happening, and just
that
some.
AI is something serious.
Well, they got to
And
replace.
people,
They got to
that you
replace.
know what, that and robots is going to lead to the ultimate lawlessness. Because if you remove one of the first punishments after death was that man will sweat and toil by the sweat of his brow. That meaning we don't have to work. You remove the punishment of work. I mean, what is the saying? Idle mind is the devil's playground. It's gonna be lawlessness, unhinged. If that's
If you got
even the right way to put it.
lawlessness, see, we got a lot of work to do. I say it that way, because who's making these laws? See, because if you sit up here and remove and set up something that's going to create lawlessness, how come that's not against the law?
The people in charge who create that situation determine that.
So they are not good people. So,
absolutely not.
My point
and they know what they're doing.
Yeah. So when we talking about law, we got to definitely be careful of because law doesn't mean right. And that doesn't mean you deserve, like when they say lawlessness, you're doing something lawless. It doesn't mean that these people are wrong or evil for the behavior. Because like I said before, there's a couple situations that we can look in to see that it's more people like Jordan NEELY being produced because of the policy, because of the laws of these governors and these
mayors,
states. Yeah,
that
mayors
too.
and scientists. And scientists.
Mike, look at what happened. Look at what happened to the expressway down here. They blame that on a homeless man, and the mayor, who looks like me and you, blamed that on a black homeless man, and then gave two white man and a white woman $5,000 that were homeless too to also blame him and leave Atlanta never to return.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, if we don't recognize what this is, they're gonna use different words, and that's what's confusing us. They will call if it's called a jail, but we're gonna call it an investment facility, life investment facility. Okay, it's not different. If I call it, I can call it slavery, or I can call it rehabilitation work
release. They'll slap a name on it that doesn't even mean what it's saying.
Well, it means what they that's how they deceive. And we just because we call it, oh, you're not a citizen, you're not a slave, you're a criminal. Okay. Well, that's not slavery, that's criminals. You see, I can let you something, and now it's okay to kill you. I call you a criminal, I can kill you, and nobody's.
Yeah, I dehumanize you.
Yeah, he's just a criminal. Why are you defending criminals? You crazy? The only black people. I got this one brother here tell me only black people. What did he say? Black people esteem our criminal class. And I posted a movie.
Wait, say that again. Black people are what?
Let me see here. Let me get his actual quote. And Mir is not a bad guy, but he says, but honestly, you cool with me sometimes disagree. Okay, that ain't the problem. Okay. Let's see. Okay, said no other people. He says no other people loves their violent criminals like black do. They'll kill you in a heartbeat quicker than the so-called enemy. And I'm like,
that's not true.
I posted Billy the Kid movie, Al Capone's movie. Like,
Hey,
Bonnie and Clyde.
look, Hitler was a what?
Huh?
Hitler was a you know who, and they make all kinds. They have made all kinds of movies about themselves on both sides of that fence of World War II.
So yeah, I don't want to hear that only black people stuff because that's stuff. I mean, but we believe this stuff though, and that's why I'm saying like I'm just very careful with us because it's like we really believe these things. We be saying stuff. We just be talk, and we don't even think about like what makes me say this. Where am I getting this from? And the only reason why we don't even say that we think it's all our own thoughts. We don't even study this. We don't even study this stuff because we like, man, it don't have nothing to do with me. The national security memorandum won't get me. You know, fake meat won't.
Is that what what's his name? Rob the Pitts, the Fulton County chairman of the commission says when he comes out and said when he's for reparations. Oh no, he's for reparations study, but he's not for reparations.
Okay, so there you go.
Good night, man.
So there's like, okay, so if you want to really stop lawlessness, then you would do the reparations so that people could actually take care of themselves. Okay, but they don't want that because they know that we're going to go into all those records and we're going to see exactly how bad they've been doing us. And we're going to get even mad, even more.
Yeah.
So they sitting up here, chapter 1, world demographic trends, the population and world food supplies, the minerals. They go into all of these things. They want these minerals. This is back in 1974. Henry Kissinger, they declassified this report. I don't believe that we see the whole thing, but see some of it. And people still like, whatever, it ain't hurting us. This is their plan.
That was then. No, some weird shit like that.
Right. But this is exactly. That was then we thinking. But this is what we're dealing with. And you know, we just need to be careful. You know, they're demonizing every black face. Every black woman is a thought. You know, that's why Cardi B is out there. That's why Meg Thee Stallion is so-called the best in the world or whatever. They try to. These are the so-called heroes of black folks, and it's like we don't even control this stuff though. So it's not ours. See, back in the day, let me see.
When we had Ebony and Jet.
Well, we actually, we actually, let me see. Yeah, we actually controlled a little bit. Well, we didn't. But we played what we wanted to play. But now we don't play what we want to play to the world. This is their stuff. This is their prediction. This is them setting us up. Like we only play what they want us to play. This is our hero. This is who the president talks to.
Announced
this is the picture they show of her.
Their entire rosters for the World Series.
This is your representative, black women to the World Series. This is like a porn star. So, y'all don't even see it. Sorry.
Who you showing? Megan throwing out the first ball.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it. Let me show this. This is crazy. Cause I'm just like, dude, we sitting up here. We don't even see this because they ease it in, and it's just we grew up in this, and we think, oh, stop worrying about that. Stop worrying about this. But the world's being trained on you. They show this girl. She's trying to be successful, and by showing her butt and everything. This is how they show her, and we think it's cool. She ain't dressed as bad as she sometimes do.
Have been on their feet for about the last 40 minutes.
Dumb, turn around, look stupid. See that dumb
Smile.
look? Look
Yeah.
at it. Look at it. She got to be ditzy and dumb. Remember how they told, way back in the 80s, they made us think like blondes were dumb? Blonde people, they can do
Yeah.
that. But of course they're not dumb. They're just blonde. Stupid. And then some of them would play the part, though, just to get acceptance.
Yeah, some of them not playing.
But everybody is dumb. Everybody is dumb. But this is what I'm saying. Like we don't see that. No, everybody don't live around us, and even us, we trash each other. So they're looking at this girl as all y'all. This how all y'all is. You got Middle Eastern people and what is this? Chinese people and Asian people and Australians and all these people. They're like, them people are dirt. Okay, them people are nasty. They're criminals. They're thotty. They deserve to be killed. They're crazy. Look at her.
Have been on their feet for about the last 40 minutes.
Stupid.
Who, me? It's
ridiculous. That was we know. Now, nobody else in the world knows this, but we can look at that move right there. She was told to do that. Look stupid.
Yeah, striker pose.
Nobody looked that dumb. That's a TV thing that used to happen on TV. Women do that look.
You know what that is? That's a Marilyn Monroe move.
Right. There you go. And so that's the black woman. There you go. Let's see some more. See, they filming her. You're looking good, Meg. Go ahead. Do the right. And look where the camera's at. Look how low it is. What is it showing? Okay.
Announced their opening day lineups and their entire rosters and the World Series trophies.
Oh my goodness.
And then she not even facing home plate. Maybe they told her to face the crowd, I guess.
This year is now running. She was practicing beneath the stadium just a few minutes ago. That was throwing strikes. So here we go. She gets set to throw.
She's scared. Oh my God. There you go. All right. So why do you think she got the honor to do that? To represent Black America and do that? Everything is for a purpose. See, that's
The same reason they won't show that localized organization or that demonstration of against what happened to Jordan NEELY. The same reason, to present this certain image that they want people to have. The same reason they haven't shown us that on the news, or they didn't show us IUIC walking around the Barclays Center when them people was harassing Kyrie Irving. But they made sure they showed us the 12 people in their yarmulkes sitting on the sideline for that particular game.
Right.
And the T-shirts they had on and what that said. They made sure we saw that.
Yeah, we just better be understanding. We got to understand that these images, they set us up and to be looked at as something that doesn't deserve to live. And like I said, this is what I mean. Like we don't understand. We can't be aligned with this stuff because let me just type in his name. Let me first type in the white guy's name.
And that's why I say they're not my people. Because yeah, they can change, but if they have clearly shown that they are not moving in that direction and are resistant to actual evidence.
Now listen to this one. Well, I mean, they did that all through the Bible, though, but all of them didn't. That's normal for people to to not believe the what do you call that? Like look at even Moses, right? They were arguing with him.
Oh yeah.
That was the people.
Yeah,
The people.
look, and they argue with him after they got out of Egypt and made it through the Red Sea.
Tell you. I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, you know what? And hold on, but let's finish it out. What happened to him? God had them march around the wilderness for 40 years till all them clowns died.
Okay, but who did he take?
What do you mean? Oh, the next generation, the people who were smart enough to realize.
That's all I'm saying. That's what we're looking at. So when I say his people, even though they was resistant and old and doing the wrong thing and saying the wrong thing, speaking up for what's it called, Pharaoh and all that stuff, he didn't just slaughter them like that. He let them die out and took their seed.
Okay. And look, I ain't saying let's ride on Mark Davis. I ain't saying that. All I'm saying is that, dude, like you said, I'm not gonna deal with them, and if I ain't dealing with you, I can't call you my people, because I see there's a disconnect that can't be repaired unless we run into each other later and we talk, and I see that, wow, the Red Sea has parted. The mind is open. They see what it actually is now. I
want to play a couple of clips of this media. I just want to hammer that last point home, and then we about to get up out of here because the show is past 2 hours. But I want to hear what this woman said.
Oh, she put the hoe in Hokel. Yeah, isn't that her?
I don't know. She's the governor of New York.
Yeah, that's her.
This is the governor of New York.
We've not talked about is the $1 billion investment. One element we have not talked about is the $1 billion investment we have in mental health services, so we don't have people who are homeless in our subways, many of them in the throes of mental health episodes, and that's what I believe are some of the factors involved here. And people, there's consequences for behavior, and I look at it more closely to find out whether the state has a role. People who've been out on parole have different consequences, and a judge can make a decision on whether to hold someone, or a DA can make a decision to charge them. But in the case where someone is on parole, then the state has an ability, as we've done before in more serious cases, to ensure that someone is held. One element.
So the man who she's talking about, there's consequences for behavior for the man who was killed. What about the killer?
Hold on. What?
She talking about?
Please, no, man. Please tell me you lying. Please tell me that's not what she said.
She's talking about She's talking about Jordan NEELY, and
yes,
she will start going into how we invested $1 billion in mental health services. Okay, so that's where the talk of mental health services came in, because they're saying Jordan NEELY was crazy, which he has some mental issues, and so he was out on parole. Okay, so that's where the parole talk come in. But if he's out on parole, because we can make the decision to hold him in jail past his date. Okay, so instead of this is who she's saying there's consequences for behavior. So basically,
okay. Well, let's start with the behavior of Daniel Nick, the guy who did the choking.
No, see, that's not the propaganda we want to give to y'all. We want to say,
okay.
We want people like him to say it's okay for us to just choke out y'all. Okay, and we don't see these things here. Okay, so there we go. So now we done found it. So this is Bishop Talbot Swan. He usually does good. So he says the white man who murdered Jordan NEELY is claiming that he feared for his safety. See,
oh my goodness.
You hear that? You hear it? These are the strategies. These are the code words.
So now everyday civilians are in fear of their life, and I mean that's fine. But okay, so just apply that equally.
See, where have we heard that before? His father's a retired New York State police captain, so cops and their relatives get to claim fear to justify murdering black people. So
not just look. I mean, I understand why you say black, and you're accurate. They use it to justify killing anybody to get their ass out of hock.
There you go. Standing rules of engagement for U.S. forces. This is Professor Black Truth. 3 principles of self-defense. Continue. Okay. When hostile intent is present, the right exists to use appropriate force, including armed force, in self-defense by all necessary means available to deter or neutralize the potential attacker, or if necessary to destroy the threat. Imminent use of force. And then, but it says use all facts, circumstances known to U.S. forces at the time may be determined at any level, does not necessarily mean immediate or instantaneous. So de-escalate when time and circumstances permit, warn, and give opportunity to withdraw. Okay. Force use must be reasonable in nature, duration, and scope to perceived or demonstrated threat based on all facts known to the commander at the time. This is what that man is trained in, military stuff. So they can't, he's taking away that Marine thing. So
I mean, look, he may be a Marine, he may be an ex-Marine, but he wasn't being a Marine then.
No, he was a Marine. He's a Marine. They say
I'm just saying he was in. It was a civilian situation. That was not a war zone.
No. The news called him Marine. You see, all this stuff is, these little words here is used to elicit sympathy. Like, for example, if I call you Marine, that's telling all the military, get behind this guy, your brother.
Oh yeah.
See, that's the signal. Support
That's
him.
the dog whistle.
Protect him.
Yeah.
Okay. If I call him a police officer, protect him. If I call him,
if I say if they say they were in fear of their life, then they were, and get behind them, support them.
Or if I say, oh, this is we had this guy, he's a Trump supporter who killed this homeless man. You see? Attack.
Yes.
You see how that.
And then it has the reverse boomerang effect of, okay, now look at all Trump supporters as somebody that's trying to kill you.
I'm trying to tell you, these are training. We've all heard this training. But they do it so slickly because they are scientists at this stuff. They know this stuff. And so now look at this. This shows you the training too. Now look at this exchange. This is just a random fight of somebody, I guess a Waffle House or something like that, whatever it is. It looked like a Waffle House, the black and yellow. Okay. So this looks like some employees fighting or something. But just look at what happens. Look at how this goes. Now at first the two brothers are fighting or arguing or whatever. Look what the white guy does.
Straight choke.
Why does he want to do that?
Hey, look, they victims of the programming too. They see what the officer did to Eric Garner, and they're like, well, yeah, that'll work. Let me go on and do that.
See, this is what I'm saying, guys. This is a system. They set this thing up. They know, these are scientists. So all of us, that's what I mean. Like, it's not easy for us to say, oh, we know it and we ain't going to, like, it's not that easy to just pretend like this stuff doesn't work on all of it. They can set this stuff up, and like, why is he doing that? Why did he go straight there? He gonna choke him out, because he been seeing, like you said, he probably seen it online. It's been programmed in him, justify it. Mm-hmm. But look at this. This is a good one because it shows you.
Okay. You was choking me?
Tried to kill him. See,
yeah.
But see, if this brother here, even though they were fighting against each other, that's what I mean. We got to be careful, because even though these two first had the issue, when the white folks start getting into it, he's like, "Oh, y'all have a problem? Let me help you, because I get the chance to kill him, and that way it'd be justified." But the brother was actually educated enough to say, "Wait a minute, we don't need to go this far. It ain't that bad. Hold on."
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. Cooler heads prevail.
Hold on, brother. It's not that bad, dude.
That means the guy in the blue has some good sense.
That's my point.
But the guy in the blue, but the guy in the blue is not Mark Davis.
well, you're probably right. But my point is, that's the value of education. We got to educate each other. And then
but something that you were probably taught, and I know I was always taught, never jump in somebody's fight. The white boy should have left it alone from the giddy up.
We don't know the whole situation. We don't know the whole situation. No, because I don't know what was actually going on. But maybe the white guy works there, and maybe he's seen a coworker. I don't know. I'm just saying, if this was the situation that he's seen a coworker dealing with this customer, and the white guy came to assist. Now, I'm going to assist you putting this guy out, but I'm not going to go for this chokehold I've seen on the white supremacist news channel or Reddit, because you got to realize they're on Reddit
or 4chan.
4chan, celebrating every time a black person gets killed, sharing the pictures, salivating for the chance. Like when we see a slave movie, they show these slave movies, right? We be looking like, man, how could they go through that? These are evil people. A lot of white folks, they're looking at it like, shoot, I wish we could get back to that. They're wanting to do that. So, that's all I'm saying. We just got to understand, so that's Jordan NEELY, and there you go. I'm not going. I'm just looking at different clips. I'm not trying to go through everything. But, so, they act like that this man, they have zero family. He just had a troubled history. That's all that is. And which is not uncommon. Let's see if this one. I never seen this one.
I'm ready to go back to jail, and I'll hurt anyone on this train.
The man got on the subway car and began to say a somewhat aggressive speech, saying that
we don't even understand this man. He's speaking a different language.
Wow.
They interviewing somebody in New York City who killed a native-born citizen who was homeless. And this person can't even speak English. Damn. And then we go back. And say how. Then we go back and see who's being given the money. This man ain't speaking English. Hold on, bro. Let me make sure.
The man began shouting, quote, "I want food. I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm ready to go back to jail, and I'll hurt anyone on this train."
The man got on the subway car.
How do you know this? You ain't even speaking English. How do you know what he said? If you can understand English, how come you ain't telling us what he said?
Where's the cameraman?
And then we got a video for this other this thing, but we don't got a video for this stuff y'all talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he didn't do it, but that's what this is. Amir's argument.
Either way, the answer is still not choke him to death.
That's my point.
He said he could have said all of that.
Yes, it could be true. It could be true. That's what I'm saying. It could, if you do the same thing this brother did, and you look at it, this is a very heated situation here.
It is. Like, man, you tried to choke me to death.
You know what's crazy though? Is this is America, man. Look how just psychotic the entire
society is.
Yeah. It's all about just fighting.
Yeah.
This is it.
That, you know what? That's kind of reminiscent of the girls that was at the New York club, and they wanted some sauce or French fries or something, and just destroyed the place, jumping all up on the counters. Like, I mean, what are you doing?
But guess what? Remember what we talked about earlier? That's what I'm saying. Like, we are not getting this stuff. We get people as results of experiments out in here. They was giving this stuff. Dude, type in fenfluramine. It was a diet drug. You know how many millions of people? It wasn't just these 100 boys. They was giving this stuff.
No doubt.
So it's affecting the brain chemistry of these people, and it's specifically to study violent behavior, hyperactivities, all sorts of stuff. So, but the point is, there you go. And now we're seeing, and then also there's a Depo-Provera experiment. They were giving Depo-Provera to little boys in chemical castration and in jail and stuff. And now we see the fruit.
Hey, DDT on the veterans that came back, you know, that were in Vietnam.
Yeah, and then they had a thing they dumped inside of there's another experiment. I don't want to do. I did.
Well, my bad. I said DDT, Agent Orange.
Yeah,
Agent Orange is what they use there. DDT is what they use on food. And that video, I think that I posted earlier with Bill Gates and how he's funding what you mentioned earlier about child trafficking and trying to decriminalize pedophilia. I mean, it's...
So you got this thing called Dildren that they were dumping inside Lake Michigan and inside some of these other lakes, and then it's a gender bending chemical. So they found that. So we see all these different behaviors. Division of toxicology, the fact sheet, and you know, these are boring things, and that's why science, you know, the thing is, in order for us to even understand, we don't even know. It's just so many different things that comes across that we can't focus on one thing, and so
it's info glut,
right?
Information overload, intentional too,
right? So,
but think about what your girl Dr. Christina Park said. She said that the two groups that were saying no were PhDs and high school dropouts. And she said high school dropouts were smart enough to know what they didn't know, but they did know they didn't trust the government.
Right. But they were putting that Dildren in the water, and they found definitely that is a bit gender bending. It was making the crocodile's penis go low. It destroys the testosterone. It's making us all wimps, and then also masculinizing the girls. So the girls become because it's interesting what they found. They basically, I read the study, some of it. Basically, they found as they start messing with the gender timetable, there's no third gender. But what happens is there's a spectrum, and what they do is when they start, if I give a man estrogen, he's going to act more feminine. If I give a woman extra estrogen, she's going to act more masculine. Because,
really?
Yeah, that's what's weird. That's what they found. Because what ends up happening is that okay, there's a profile. There's a what they call a biochemical profile. So the men are supposed naturally, you're gonna have like I forgot what it's like. Okay, we all have estrogen and testosterone and project all these different little chemicals. Women have testosterone too, but like your ratio as a man is going to be like 6-1, and of 6 testosterones to her or 1 estrogen, and then her estrogen is going to be like 6-1. Her estrogen 6 and her testosterone 1. Now, if we start changing that profile, it pushes them towards the other spectrum. The only other spectrum is the female, and the other spectrum is the male. So if I mess up that profile, the only other way for you to go as a man is to be more feminine, and the only way for her to go is to be more masculine. There's no other thing B. There's no other. So, yeah. So,
but you know what? And that's still even in that confusion, it still narrows down to 2 genders versus 87, like our government would have us to believe.
Well, of course, we know that's disinformation, but the point is they've been doing these experiments. That's why I remember you showed that thing with the gay rat thing.
Yeah. Alex Jones talked about it in Frogs.
Yeah, frogs, rats, they've been doing this. Yeah, Matt. Yeah, so that's just the bottom line, and this is all we just need to understand that this is what's going on, and it is what it is. We gotta, we just gotta be a little bit. We gotta have that in our mind when we're dealing with some of these people, because what ends up happening is we're sitting up here listening to them, but we don't understand. We're literally listening to a dang on experiment.
An active experiment.
Right. Yeah. I'm about to play this. We about to get out of here. I'm gonna play this song out. But look at the words of this song. I'm gonna show it on screen.
Let it rip, DJ.
This was back in I think this was in the 70s. They made this song. I was like, what the heck? Ending off the show. Thanks for everybody who came through. If you look at the show, tell us what you think. Share it on your social media. And here it is.
Come up and join the conversation.
Yeah, next time y'all come up and join the conversation. But y'all ain't come up today, so
You had to catch us next time.
It'll be the next time. So I love to change the world by these people. So
everywhere is freaks and Harris, dykes and Ferris. Tell me where is sanity?
Where's sanity at?
Jackson.
Tax the rich, feed the poor. Tell their rich no more.
Boy, this song could not be dropped right now.
I like to change the world.